This just in, Jim Harbaugh meeting the media after his Chargers suffered their first loss of the season, and more importantly, Justin Herbert went down with an injury to that ankle that some thought would keep him out of this game. He started, he played, but in the third quarter, left, did not return, and was seen in a walking boot following the loss. Let's listen to his coach.
Think of the way guys played today, the way the team played, performance.
I thought they were fighting the whole time, and a lot of good football played. And then the fourth quarter, they wasn't our best. The field position was against us. And then we just weren't. We didn't get it finished. Not every game's going to be a fairy tale ending. And give credit to the Steelers for in all three phases there at the end.
And you, Justin got here, Rashawn, Joey, Joe. Do you have an update on the injuries?
No, I don't have an update to give you right now. I know Justin. As soon as I saw, he got up. My plan was, the first sign of any kind of any limp, then he was coming out of the game. So I took him out. Joey, I think he re-aggravated the hip, and Rashawn, his seemed to be a strain there of the pec.
Did Justin lobby at all to come back in or anything after you talked to him?
Oh, I knew Justin wasn't gonna take himself out. I told him that yesterday. I'll let you go, but I'm gonna. The plan was. Taylor was gonna go in, and but we were doing a good job there in the first half. Justin had a heck of a half. He's a beast, but that wasn't ever going to be his decision to play today or to stay in.
As far as starting him in the game, what was the process as far as coming to that decision? When did you come to the decision? How did you guys as a group come to the decision to start Justin?
The way he looked on Saturday, the way he was able to move around, it was much better. Felt like he could protect himself. He was in a position to be able to effectively play the position.
I'm sure you've heard how tough he's been throughout his career.
Yeah. For
you to see that on display this week, and you have a new level of respect for him.
Yeah, there's no question about that. It's at every time, I think there's not another rung on the ladder that he can go in my esteem. He climbs another one, but but now I knew this a couple months ago. Justin's the kind of guy you gotta pull back, because you're never gonna have to talk him into anything, but he does have to be pulled back.
You said your plan was that any sign of limp or anything you were going to take him out. So.
Any chance. Yeah.
Considering that, was there any thought in your head to not starting him and giving him a week?
Yeah, it was the possibility, but I've been in that position before. With Warriors, you give them the shot, and that's what I wanted to do.
Would you be willing to take the same approach this next week?
Well, the hypotheticals, we'll see. We'll see about those next week.
A little bit about Joel. Last couple of Max Crosby, great weekend. And it seemed like he held his own against Watt this afternoon.
Yeah, Joe's been incredible. I've said it before. He's been playing 5-6 years, like a six-year vet. And he's gone, right out of the chute against some of the best in the game.
After Rashawn went down, moving Trey out to left tackle, just what went into that decision for you guys as opposed to maybe playing Jamari out there?
Yeah, we feel like Trey's our next best guy. You know, he's our third tackle. You know, he had a bit of a finger issue, Trey did, so we put Jamari out there at first, and then when Trey came back, then he's our third tackle, swing tackle.
And then just as far as the protection down the stretch.
Yeah, and it wasn't just Herbert that got hurt today for the Chargers. At one point, they were down Joe Alt, Rashawn Slater, and Joey Bosa as well. They've got the Chiefs coming up next, so it only gets harder. That game is in L.A., and it is right before what appears to be a much-needed bye week. But the Chargers coming off their first loss of the season, 20-10 at the Steelers.